channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. Is it really Friday? Have we made it that far?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yes, we have.
As we've discussed, I'm the, deeper one with much more thought and introspection and education and all of that stuff.
Education. Wait a second.
Well,
All right, you can bullshit the first like three of those. You can bullshit,
yep.
but the education part, I mean, no.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make me smart. It doesn't.
You went to college and you took Elizabethan poetry and relaxation.
Okay,
classes,
okay.
and you're
First
still
of all,
paying for them. So
no, those are all paid off. It's all paid off. But and it wasn't elite. Let's set the record straight.
Okay.
Telecommunications management. That's my degree.
Telecommunications management. So you can work
with
for
a
the phone
minor
company.
is with a minor in religion because I'm well rounded.
Okay. All right.
So I get the
was
communication aspect and the big picture, wider world view aspect with the humanities.
Okay.
Minor.
All right. Your story. Tell it how you want. Anyway, back to me.
Oh, back to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Last night we were watching an amazing new documentary on Netflix about the Neanderthal people.
Okay.
Bones 170,000 years old, buried in ceremonial burials and things like that. And I am finding it more and more comforting that humans or cousins of humans are being found and that our ancestry is not just 6,000 years old. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you why that brings you comfort, though?
I think
whether
it's nice
whether
to
it's
know,
6,000 or
I think it's nice to know that there is a lot more here than we can remember. I think it's nice to know that there's more and more proof that the human species has been a product of evolution, and then that there's been more than one peak. We've come to a point of mastery of things in the past, and then it's been wiped out, and they're starting to find places that say, look, there's more than what we know here now, and here's the proof. You know what I mean? Because history seems to me that this human amnesia thing that's been floated out here, it seems to me that it's just an excuse to say, all right, forget all that. It doesn't matter. This is the way it's going to be. And it just cuts off any thought of what if this was this? What if this was that? And to just cut a line in human history and say, you know what, this is when it all started. Just live with that. To me, that's just shortwave thinking.
I think people want to be sure of things that they can't be sure about. I think that's part of it. And we all need, for some reason, there's this weird aspect, and I'm not going to say it's in everybody. I think maybe we all have some of this in us, where we need to all agree this.
Right.
Why do we have to agree this? Why can't somebody say, it's 6,000? Well, maybe it's certain. Well, I have this evidence here. Well, I've got this evidence over here that says something else. Why can't we just discuss these things? And
should be able to.
At the end of the day, it doesn't change where. I mean, we're where we are now.
Yep.
But why are there certain people who will just go back in time and go, no, it was just this.
Right.
It was just this. And if you say anything other than this, you're a heretic, or you're anti-science,
right,
or you're this, that, or the other.
It's just
it's
too
a
much.
Weird people.
It's polarization.
Yes, it's a weird thing. It's a weird part
literally
of
get to the point where somebody will show you, hey, look here, and you know what was weird about these Neanderthals? Part of their end of life was to consume the flesh of the dead. They scraped it off the bones, and they consumed it to honor them. Hey, we want a piece of you in us, And they can even show you where they scraped it off. Hey, look, this is where it was scraped off. You just, how can you sit there and look at that and go, that's not true? When it's sitting right in front of you.
You don't know. It's all
it's carbon
the
dated.
Smartest people, the smartest people in the world regarding this. You're still. It's a lot of it is speculation anyway. Even because we weren't there.
Right.
You can't.
Radiocarbon dating is not speculation.
No, it's not speculation. That shows you how old things are. But you can't say what was being done. You can kind of speculate based on the evidence that is available, which is very little. Right. There's some. It's not enough for anybody to go, this is definite. You know what I mean?
No.
But so that's why I say I'm open to
be open, right?
You can't just shut down the argument. You can't just say this was it. Boom. You have a different view. You have different evidence. Well, we're going to dismiss that
right
out of hand.
But I don't think you quite get what I'm trying to get at.
No, I understand completely.
It's perfectly okay to believe what you want to believe, but if somebody sits there and says, "This is where Neanderthals buried their dead, and here are flowers to show that there were ceremonial burials," and here's an injury on this person that was buried, where they were clearly stabbed, and that they were tended to after they were hurt, to prove to you that Neanderthals cared for those that were injured in their tribe. That's proof.
That's proof of I would say that's really good proof of a greater
more advanced
society,
than we thought of
more
Neanderthals.
Advanced. Because when you think about, because you have a mental image in your head of what Neanderthals are, and for most of us, it's Captain Caveman. And the Teen Angels. That's literally my only exposure to Neanderthals was Captain Caveman on Saturday morning cartoons. So, I saw exactly where you were going with it. That's my point is but there will be people who look at that and just dismiss it.
I know.
Well, that's not proof. It isn't, because it's right there. Like you're saying, it's right there. Now, you may have a different idea. Maybe you have something else. Maybe you're saying, well, that's not proof of it. Maybe how do you know they really took care of, just because the flowers just could have appeared there? We don't know.
Yeah, sure.
There's a bit. You're right. There's a bit of a reach with some of it. There's a bit of a reach,
right,
with certain other arguments.
Anyway,
but it's interesting.
That's your homework assignment this weekend. Watch the Neanderthal.
No, I'm not.
Of course not.
I'm not going to. But I find the idea of it interesting. It doesn't. You say it gives you. It makes you feel like. To me, it doesn't make me feel anything one way or the other. If it was, it was. If it wasn't, it wasn't. That doesn't impact me. Whether there were earlier advanced civilizations than we thought, or whether the original viewpoint was right and it was whenever they say it was.
Right.
I don't know.
Doesn't affect you.
Doesn't really impact me. It's interesting. It goes back to what my history / art teacher would occasionally tell us.
Doesn't buy any meals, but it puts
but it's still nice just interesting to know.
Yeah, there you go.
Just interesting. It's an interesting thing.
And it is. What an impact he must have had.
He really, you know what? I think he was kind of a tenure jockey. He didn't really. I get the feeling he didn't really give a shit too much. But he would occasionally say interesting things. I was just want to say, this. He was self-aware. It's like, I'm an art teacher. I'm a history teacher. Nothing that I am teaching you is really over. History is important. It's important to learn about history, but it's not going to do anything with regard to your life moving as far as it does.
He was like Rob Schneider's gym teacher. Don't forget to set your clock back.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect analogy. Let's get into it. Despite ending the day slightly lower, the Dow Jones hit a record on Thursday. The Dow broke the 40,000 mark for the first time ever during yesterday's trading. It eventually pulled back to 39,869 to end the day. The Dow is currently up about 6% for the year. This despite record high inflation and record level interest rates. So, again, it doesn't really impact me. I'm not heavily vested, but if you are, your investments are looking okay.
Hey, guess what? You're getting ketchup with your mac and cheese this weekend.
I'm still no. I will be. I had a Whopper yesterday for the second time this week. I've eaten 2
Really?
Whoppers. Yes, I had a Whopper and fries and a Sprite, and I felt so bad about it. I worked it. I worked out for about 45 minutes afterwards, which is
Let me
not a
ask you
smart
this.
thing to do.
Did you
Less
throw
than
up?
an hour after you eat.
Did you
It's not
did you
smart.
throw up the Whopper?
No, I did not.
You did
I
not.
did have the sweats. I did get the. It was one of those.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this too.
I'm getting this out.
On
Go
your
ahead.
Whopper, what did you have?
Ketchup, mustard, pickle.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you need on a Whopper. Nothing else.
No. You need lettuce. You need tomatoes.
Nope. You don't need tomatoes.
Whopper comes with mayonnaise.
Lettuce is fine.
You need mayonnaise. Yeah. So
yeah.
You blew it. You didn't do well.
I wouldn't.
How can you screw up a Whopper?
I'm not as anti-mayonnaise as I don't screw up a Whopper.
You screwed up a Whopper.
You know what Burger King does? No,
they make a Whopper to be a Whopper, and you screw up a Whopper by trying to do it your own way.
No, yeah, that's the whole point of Burger King.
No,
you can have it your way. Yes, it is. In fact, that was their big advertising gimmick forever. Have it your way.
Still,
that is the selling point.
Have it your way because you're an entitled, spoiled brat, or you could take our advice, trust our chef, and eat a Whopper like we want to present it.
Trust our chef.
That's what you should do. Eat a Whopper the way it's served.
No, you have it this way. You get no choices.
I didn't say that. I just said, you know what?
You know what? There's a dictatorial aspect to you.
Oh, there is not.
There
is not. There is nothing of the sort. I'm just saying that, when you
got this is the way it's served. This is the way you're going to eat it.
You should eat the Whopper the way they serve it.
No.
Yep.
You tell them the way you want it because that's what they tell you to do. Have it your way. It's not have it Burger King's way. It's not have it Andy O'Reilly's way. It's have it your way.
Well, I'll tell you what. My gut can't take a Whopper anymore. So I think that you should just be smart and listen to me and eat the Whopper the way it comes out.
No, I eat it the way I want it, period. Because
you have to buck the system.
Choose
okay,
that.
we get it. All right.
That's not bucking the system. If anything else, I'm following the herd. Have it whatever the hell way you want. I don't give a shit.
All right, fine, whatever.
Let's do this.
You Whopper murderer.
How can you jack my on this? You can, and you're full of shit. You know it as you're saying it. See, that's why you can't keep a straight face. TikTok may have a buyer. Real estate billionaire and former LA Dodgers owner Frank McCourt is interesting. Well, I guess he's interesting. Most billionaires are interesting. He is very interesting. He's interested in purchasing the popular app. TikTok, of course, facing a potential ban if not sold over the next 6 months. McCourt has not revealed how much he is willing to spend for the app, which has over 170 million users in the U.S. So my feeling is they're going to end up, selling it to him, and he'll do whatever he's going to do with it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. So hopefully that is that. And
I've not gotten into the TikTok revolution. Sorry.
It's not for us. Well, in fairness, it's not for us.
It's fine.
It's another one of those things that we could just go, you know what? That's your lane. And we may be kind of, I wonder if eventually we're going to be kind of forced into that lane. I think about that. But I don't know. It feels like like if you're above 29, it seems like you're too old for it. Yeah. But I'm probably wrong on that.
I don't know.
Finally, an Ingham County Circuit Court judge has dismissed a lawsuit against former Michigan State University football coach Mel Tucker. The suit filed by activist Brenda Tracy aimed to prevent Tucker from further release of any private text messages between the two. MSU, of course, fired Tucker for sexual harassment of Tracy last year. Tracy has had no comment on the suit's dismissal. It'll be interesting to see if Tucker's going to be able to get back any of the I don't know if that necessarily affects the 80 million or so he lost because he was fired with cause.
Right.
So I don't know, but it was one of those things where it seemed fishy to me from the beginning. And again, I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know all the particulars. It was a he said, she said. But whenever you get it, we do this knee jerk kind of overreaction to things where we've got to, because men behaved so horribly for so long. And there was a comeuppance, there was going to be a reckoning. But to just kind of blanket, okay, you just got to believe everybody who throws out accusations without fully investigating it. That's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a major. There's no buts. You got to investigate.
Dude, you can't diminish. You can't diminish what happens to women.
I'm not. That's not diminishing it at all.
Just saying, you know what? It's a fine line, man.
You've got to. It is a fine line, but it's the reality. It's part of.
I get it, and I think about it all the time. I never ever stop thinking about what could be with a false accusation. Mm-hmm. Never.
Yeah. So that's why you have to, before we automatically assume things, either pro or con.
Yep.
You got to investigate.
I get it.
But there's this. First of all, people want swift justice. They want they instead of, look, let's take the time to go through this and see what actually happened. Because the problem is when you get these cases that may not be what they appear to be, it can make people a little more reticent to believe others, and it'll make others less likely to come out. And you don't want people to not come out and say, hey, this thing happened. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So that's why you got to be careful on both ends of this.
Amen.
Sports, Tigers were off. They needed a break after not scoring for 19 consecutive innings. So I guess that's a positive. Cubs lose. They fall to Pittsburgh 6-4. That's sports.
Science for 1200 today in Jeopardy. This is difficult, and it comes with a big word at the end. So yeah, we're gonna have to tiptoe through this one. I'm trying to figure out the word just to make sure I get it right. Okay. It's a big word. It's a big word I've never even seen.
What's the category again?
Science.
Okay.
Don't get all up in the camera and try and be intimidating. Sit back.
I'm not trying to do it.
Don't get. Hey, you trying to get up in my grill? Eat a Whopper the right way. Sit back. Get in your lane. Are you ready?
Sure.
Louis Pasteur used this word to describe what happens when yeast functions anaerobically.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that's how you pronounce that word. I'm not even sure what word you were trying to pronounce there. Anaerobically. I'm going to go with what word? Pasteurization?
Pasteurization is 100% incorrect.
I don't know.
It's fermentation.
Fermentation. Should have known.
Fermentation.
Should have known it wouldn't be in the name.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. Because of fermentation, we're going to send you out for a weekend filled with all kinds of fermented things.
Oh, no, no, because
fermented, distilled.
I told you, I drank too much. Not too much. I drank too often this week.
Oh.
It was one of those, remember, it was just a couple, but it was too consistent. So, yeah. Nah,
From awful Whoppers with the wrong ingredients to too much
exactly.
booze. It has been a hell of a week for Dave Cack.
You're throwing a couple of vodkas and a White Russian in there, and that's it. That's all a bit much.
Off to the rehab with you. We'll see you Monday.
See ya.
Happy Thursday, Muskegon. We can expect some more sunshine during the day today, but we will have some rain coming in tonight, which will continue through tomorrow. So let's take a look at your forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health. We've had a couple of dry and sunny days here, but we have a cold front moving through our area, bringing us some rain showers on Thursday night. That will continue through Friday. For the rest of the weekend, though, we should remain mostly dry, and we'll have a low pressure system come through on Monday, which will bring us some storms for Monday and Tuesday. Here on our future radar, we can see Thursday as early as 7 p.m. We can see some of those showers coming through our area. They could hold off until a little bit later, and the majority of the rain will stay south, but we do have a chance to see some of those showers early in the evening. For Thursday during the day, though, we will be mostly sunny and very warm, around 72 degrees with a light breeze out of the southeast, 8 to 10 miles per hour. At night, we'll cool down to only 57 degrees, so pretty warm, but we do have that 70% chance to see some rain, and it will be very calm winds, around 3 to 5 miles per hour. And across the county, we are above average for this time of year for our high temperatures, in the low 70s for the majority of the towns. Now, we are still in the low 60s on the lakeshore, but we are getting closer and closer to those beach days. These warm temperatures are looking to stick around through next week, although we do still have a very springtimey forecast with all of this rain coming up. Friday, we have a 50% chance of rain during the day. Some of those showers overnight from Thursday carrying through, but will be fairly warm, around 70 degrees. Saturday and Sunday, we are very warm and very sunny, around 73 and 72 for both days, with mostly sunny skies. There is a slight chance for some precipitation on Saturday night, just some scattered showers, but the majority of the rain is coming in on Monday evening and through Tuesday. Monday will be very warm, around 73, but there's a 30% chance of rain starting that afternoon, continuing through the night. When we get into Tuesday, when it'll be 75 degrees, but there is a 50% chance for some showers and possibly some thunderstorms as well with that. We'll keep an eye on that as we get closer, and there is a 40% chance of those showers continuing through the night and into Wednesday morning, which then we will clear up after that, around 71 degrees and partly cloudy. That is all for your Thursday forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health for the Muskegon Channel. I'm Tegan Schultz, and I hope you have a great day.